Welcome back to a special Wildside Last Rites edition of the world's #1 pro wrestling alternative. We thank you as always for joining us, Stephen Prazak, alongside Dan the Dragon Wilson, as Wildside winds on down to its final end, which was in fact Last Rites. One of the many matches on an exciting card was a rather bizarre meeting of two rather crafty athletes and very interesting athletes, but the difference here is different genders. Namely, Precious Patrick Bentley of the Guys That Totally Rule, meeting head up with fantastic female professional wrestler from throughout the eastern part of the United States, one Daizee Haze. It was quite a memorable encounter, particularly since the special guest referee was one Mike Posey.
Fans, let's take you to the action. Last Rites 2005 PPB against Daizee Haze. The turd against one of the best women wrestlers in the world is now.
Introducing first, taking his seat over there in Hollywood, California, and representing the Guys Who Totally Rule, Precious Patrick Bentley, and his opponent.
Is apparently looking forward to this encounter as not just merely a pro wrestling match on Wildside's final ever show, but perhaps maybe to boost his social rating.
Patrick Bentley started out as an Alabamian and had a little bit of a falling out with the Alabama attitude, was quickly picked up by the three guys that totally rule.
Oh, and
look at Mike Posey!
Mike Posey wants a little action. Oh dear, already the deck is stacked against Daizee Haze here, as Mike Posey has shown some previous leanings towards the Guys Who Totally Rule by actually joining them at one time. In a match of such major chicanery, words sort of fail me. However, Daizee Haze has shown that she can rise whenever the deck is stacked against her, being someone as light and as lithe as she is. And quite a gifted competitor. I mean, just ask the great women's division over at IWA Mid-South. I mean, it's remarkable. And Daizee Haze really holding her own up there.
Well, they've got some hard-hitting females up there. And, you know, we've never been able to get enough good female competition down here to challenge Daizee in Wildside. She says, hell, she didn't care. She wants to be a part of the Wildside. She wants to be a part of the world's #1 wrestling alternative. So what she wants to do is wrestle the guys, and she's done it, and she's beaten quite a few of them.
Yep, and using some feminine charms in the attempt up, as Mike Posey now hoisting Daizee Haze right off the body of Patrick Bentley. Not exactly something a referee should be doing. An arm drag, make that a pair of them from Daizee Haze. Yeah, the trifecta. What? Couldn't a different referee being assigned to this matchup? Is that possible?
I don't know how they finagled this one.
As disliked as Patrick Bentley is, I think the crowd hates Mike Posey even more.
Very possible.
No, I think so. As Precious Patrick Bentley snap-marrying over poor Daizee Haze. And he's kind of a combination of a rear chin lock and fondling her. How do you call that?
Oh, this is a guy that's obviously pretty desperate. As the low man on the totem pole of the three guys that totally rule. What female counterparts they do find themselves with, I'm sure PPB's at least got the fat one. At least.
Oh, but she's fun. She loves to laugh. She's fun at parties.
So,
okay,
you know,
yeah,
he's desperate for some trim here, and that's what he's trying to do here against Daizee Haze. Trying to feel her up, trying to just get his hands on a good-looking woman for once in his life. Pretty pathetic.
That it is. The social ladder of Patrick Bentley here. And even Mike Posey couldn't allow that pin to take place. At least there's some vestige of goodness in Mike Posey. And a sunset flip from Posey. And Daizee doing her best to take a, for Pete's sake, with a bit of an inadvertent, I think, assist from Posey. What kind of count was it?
Preposterous! Come on!
like Daizee Haze is going to have her hands full, not merely with precious Patrick Bentley, but with clearly misguided referee Mike Posey. Quite obvious where his bread is buttered. Go ahead, Dan.
Gone from a turd to a nugget here in NWA Wildside.
Well, let's not insult one of the great nuggets of the past here, and I don't want to put Mike Posey in the same breath.
I was more referring to Bentley as a nugget with corn in it.
Okay.
It's got corn in it.
What a charming thought. Crowd behind Daizee Haze. They realize that Daizee Haze got her hands full here tonight. As Precious Patrick, oh dear, just got a bustle in his hedgerow, courtesy of the great Daizee Haze. I think Mike Posey sort of feeling his pain. Quit doing that, Posey, it bothers me. And Daizee Haze with a trio of forearms. Bentley putting the brakes on.
Nagasataru by Haze counters it into a stunner. The Daisy cutter. Oh, come on, Posey, count the damn thing.
Oh, for Pete's sake, the slowest 3 count, I believe, in pro wrestling history. And this is going to be a historical event, but not for reasons such as that. Oh, poor Daisy. It's going to be a long night. Oh, that was a bit of a faster. Oh, for Pete's sake. Boy, compare the speed of these 3 counts when Daisy's on top versus Bentley.
It's the last show ever. Can I get in there and referee? Good God.
A retarded fruit fly can referee better than Mike Posey.
Daizee Haze with a nice kick to the side of the head. Knee to the face. Brings him down face first.
Mike Posey is not allowing this pin. Oh, good heavens! Yes!
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest, Daizee Haze.
Daizee Haze took matters into her own hands.